blessed with a spectacular location at the heart of southern England's historic, beautiful countryside. At its foundation in 1925, Frensham diverse curriculum was incredibly forward-thinking. Subjects range from science and liberal arts to cycling and crafts. Today the school is no less innovative. We build in our students the desire, the confidence and the essential skills they need to mature and excel in the 21st century.
It's a fantastic feeling to know you're coming to somewhere like this when you wake up in the morning. Let's say I look at my first lesson, I've got PE. I know that I can either go onto the huge open field surrounded by beautiful woods and scenery, or go onto the amazing AstroTurf with all the awesome equipment. And then again, drama, when you look at the Performing Arts Centre, it's awe-inspiring.
For children and parents alike, Frensham is a special place. Its ethos runs deep, providing a nurturing atmosphere which complements the education and facilities on offer.
I really like the fact that children could be children here, and the fact that they're allowed to be who they are. They're allowed to wear their own clothes and make all their fashion mistakes before they're 16, which is awesome. And everybody's very kind and calm here. All the children are very calm.
Although the school swells with academic, artistic and scientific ambition, extracurricular activities truly expand the students' horizons.
Having gone from ferrying children around to these clubs all over the place, sat in traffic every day, it's so nice to come. And every day they just talk about the extracurricular stuff they've done, and it's all here at school.
It's quite a free, relaxed place, very individual. I think the school lets you discover who you are and what you enjoy doing. So all the way through you sort of study this, that and the other, and then eventually you start to thrive in certain areas which you actually enjoy. This is what I found with history, for example. I really thrived there and really enjoyed that. So then I now want to carry that further in a more political way, so more international relations based. That's how I've gone in that direction. I feel you will do well if you actually put the work in. It's a nice atmosphere that the school actually provides, giving you the opportunity to make yourself successful.
I'm not a artsy creative person. I do maths, further maths and PE. I'm not an art student, so having it when I was younger helped me sort of develop myself, and sort of I can still be creative when I do things. I'm proud of the relationship I have with my teachers, because it's more of a friends relationship than a teacher-student relationship, so there's sort of an element of wanting to please someone because you like them, you sort of like their company. So I feel like I'd try a little bit harder if I have a better relationship with a teacher.
I think they're really supportive with the whole UCAS forms and everything, because at colleges it's just expected that you do it yourself, but here there are people that you can talk to and you can get anyone to check over your personal statement for you.
The freedom, curiosity and eagerness that characterises Frensham students has its foundation right at the start.
We encourage them along. I think we sort of facilitate each child as an individual, and therefore you can sort of work out how to motivate them, how to get the best out of them, spot when they're feeling down or when they're up, and tap into sort of all those sort of energies to get the best out of them.
In every area, and particularly in core subjects, Frensham offers not just learning, but a true education.
We try to be as creative as we can. Frensham has a bit of a reputation for being creative, and I think that creativity can come into the academic subjects as well. I do a lot of group work within mathematics, and I allow them the creativity to explore and to get involved and to go down dark alleys and to come back again. And all the time they're discussing, they're debating, and they're getting underneath the skin of whatever mathematics topic there might be. And they see the joy in education that all those around them see and feel as well.
I'm Rachel Burnett, and I'm the Academic Deputy Head here at Frensham. I think Frensham has a long history of celebrating both the academic and craft and arts, and we're very proud of that history, actually. We have, students who are perhaps more interested in science helping with the school musical, or we've got students who perhaps have never taken a photograph but will be their friend's model for their photography A-level. So that sort of crossover, that sense of community is really, really important here. There are no tensions, there's no anxiety. Teachers go that extra mile. I know it's a cliche, but they really, really do get the best out of those students. It's really lovely to see. We're about creating very rounded young people, and mixing the creative, the performing arts and the academic is vital for that. I am very proud to work here.
Frensham mandate to think, create, explore frames a set of themes which are realised every day. Through creative, imaginative teaching, the school becomes a place where potential is fully explored. Strong values, both personal and collective, are key to the culture here. Day students and boarders alike are grounded in tolerance and cooperation, and share a unique, happy, productive place to be. The boarders may number fewer than the day students, but they quickly come to take great pride in their home from home.
Frensham/Farnham is a really beautiful place, and as you can see behind me, Hamilton House is a really beautiful house. When I first arrived, I was a little bit unsure what was going to happen in the future, but I do like having boys and girls in the boarding house because you can make friends with even more people, and it's not like the same kind of personality.
My name is Clive and I am housemaster of Hamilton House. I'm also a Year 2 teacher. Before we were a mainly single-sex boarding house, and that was from Year 7 right up to Year 11. Now as a junior co-ed boarding house, it's really fantastic because it brings in the two different sexes really at the end of the day, where the girls have an influence on the boys and the boys have an influence on the girls. We try and create the environment where everybody sort of mucks in and gets involved and has that sort of social appeal, very much like a home sort of environment. Obviously this is a larger family with lots more brothers and sisters, so to speak, but we have quite a large common room. We go out for activities together. We try and organise trips where we all go as a house together.
It's actually like really relaxed here. You can kind of do your own thing. If you want to go outside, if you want to go around the campus, if you want to just kind of stay in your room, do your homework, you can do whatever you want. Once you're here, you settle in so quickly. I was amazed how quickly I settled in, because you just make friends with everyone.
We don't have a huge amount of staff coming in and doing duties, so we have 6 members of staff who are solely for this house. So it's putting a bit more empathy and sympathy into them and helping, with the small day-to-day things of making sure that, like on days that we've had this week where it's really wet, everybody's got a coat and not heading off to school, because they will head off to school with no coat and get wet. I know it sounds like the small things, but it's the small things that mum would look after or dad would look after. But it's all about learning. It's a learning curve, so yes.
Doing your work, you will think you get really distracted, but you don't, because the teachers will be you do your work in this time and we'll give you time to play later, and it kind of comes to suit you, and they let it suit you.
At home, I used to just not do my homework during the day. I used to do it on my way to school in the morning. I used to do it on the bus or on the walk. Here, they're quite thorough. They make sure you've done it. They look at your planners every day.
It's actually a really good thing, because I always find in my old school that I would never really get my homework done, but when you really have like a set time and a set place to do it, you just do it and you get on with it, so it's not a problem the next day.
It's only been 5-6 weeks and we've already become really close to everyone, and we're all looking out for each other.
Don't be afraid to ask anybody any questions, because everybody will give you a nice answer, because everybody here is nice. And don't do what I did. I left my phone at home on my first week. Make sure you have your phone.
In every aspect of day-to-day life, Frensham always sets itself apart. Staff and students eat together, not apart, and great healthy food is an important part of the day. Sport and fitness are provided for with impressive facilities. Here the school builds physical skills, drives competition and motivates students towards lifelong health and activity.
Among people that do sport, there is almost tight community, because there's a very tight bond between your teammates. When you're fighting against the odds almost and you beat these really big schools, that can really bring you together as a team. Even if you're not just suited to the traditional sports of football, rugby, cricket, you're bound to find something that you enjoy. Especially from my perspective, when I've come through the school when sport wasn't so competitive, and now it has really become quite competitive, and that was really quite valuable and satisfying.
Beyond sport, Frensham's unique location is perfect for outdoor education. And with that, the sense of adventure grows in every child.
They've spent 2 weeks with me learning how to navigate and using their smartphone apps to back up the traditional navigation skills with a map and compass. And so today is just a chance for them to use that for real, which is why they're walking off on their own with no teachers.
Capturing the imagination of the youngest students is hugely important, ensuring they'll be curious and eager to learn for the rest of their life. Gifted children are carefully provided with more challenging activities. The quietest are supported to be more confident, the loudest to be more gentle, and the most gifted are encouraged to help their peers. Parents really appreciate the care that's taken by the teachers.
It's the approach, I think, to education, I think is different. For me, it was about education, but it was about the facilities as well, and it's just wonderful. It's just mind-blowing what they can do here.
I think the way that this teacher constructs his lessons is very interesting, and he said that he wants the children to enjoy learning more than anything. And so she often gets to go in the playground and do her maths, and they take chalk and write their sums on the ground, and I think he makes sure that it's a lot of fun because they're only 6 and I think it should be fun and they should learn how to enjoy learning.
At the close of the summer term, Frensham celebrates the year and reflects on its heritage with Founders' Day. Staff and parents gather with students past and present for concerts, barbecues, fun and laughter. And although this informal setting marks the end of school life for many, it's never a goodbye. Frensham doors are always open, and Founders' Day is a landmark event for everyone who has and does call the school their own. The facilities for art and design are comprehensive, housed in their own creative, imaginative hub, and expert support is always on hand.
I'm Brendan Horsted. I'm Head of Creative Arts here at Frensham. Within the teaching staff, we have a real breadth of experience and prior experience, both in terms of our own practice, but also commercial and industrial experience in different areas. We aspire to be able to support students in any area of artistic expression, be it traditional painting, drawing, sculpture, printmaking, but of course new media, moving image, digital imaging, also becoming progressively an area of strong interest for students. We had one of our photography students who's just in their final year at LCC, London College of Communication, came back in and gave a fantastic talk about street photography. So now, we're keen to try and push on with this little initiative of Gone But Not Forgotten, because we don't forget them, and I genuinely feel that our students don't forget their experience of Frensham. I think it's one that's going to stay with them through their lives. It's certainly what I sincerely hope we achieve here.
It was a ceramic piece, but I knew it was all going to break in the kiln, and it did. So I'm going to stick little bits of it back together. So I'm going to kind of just rearrange it in a new formation, and you have no idea what's going to happen in the kiln. Just wait and see.
You do have days where you'll come in and you'll spend an hour, and you look back, you think nothing's changed, or you just made a bigger mess than before.
We're in the main workshop in design technology. Lots of woodwork, metalwork, plastics work, machinery and equipment in here, tools. When we've got exhibitions on like this, the artists are coming into the workshop there, and I can see what they're doing and they can see what we're doing. So the community feel is really, really nice here.
Opportunities to create are never missed, and friendly guidance is always there. Relationships between teacher and students are special at Frensham. A very egalitarian, respectful and genuine rapport exists.
Lunchtime, I'm playing for a senior team outside of school. I'll go and just shoot some hoops, and the Year 7 boarders come out, Alex, come on, let's play, and we just have a game of basketball together, and that's really, really good.
The creativity found in some teaching methods can take some thought-provoking forms. In the autumn sun, 2 unexpected lessons combine.
We're over on the climbing bit over there, and we're sort of doing like directions and things, but having to do it in German, so it's quite tricky, but it's good fun to get us trying to see how we can cope in situations where we're sort of not quite sure what we're supposed to say, and trying to get us thinking on our feet a bit more about what we're doing. That's why it suits me so much, because I think the school moulds to who you are. Frensham culture becomes ingrained in all aspects of life at the school,
By sixth form, Oxbridge and other university applications and future plans are at the forefront of our students' minds. The wonderful diversity of subjects and courses, from medicine to composition and from fine art to engineering, reflects their passion for the school and its ethos.
Frensham offers so much more to what I used to have at my old school, just by so many different subjects, let alone ECAs, and so many things you can do within the school. It's crazy. It's just the names which are different, and I still treat my teachers, as they're my teacher, not my friend.
I think it does loosen it slightly, but not completely. I mean, you still have respect for them.
Yeah.
I don't actually know all of my teachers' surnames.
Me neither.
Central to the school, Frencham's beautiful main house is home for the older boarders.
It's quite nice in the winter, in the mornings when you wake up and there's a little bit of a mist over all the trees, and it creates kind of a fairy tale effect, I guess. There's 14 rooms and the size varies. You get to know people a lot more, and obviously you build on relationships, and I don't actually have any sisters, so it's really nice to have 18 of them.
I look after the boys in main house. I also teach geography at Frensham Heights as well. They have a structure in the day. They can come back to the house at 4:10 after their last lesson, and the atmosphere is very warm, friendly, and they can make themselves food, cups of tea. At 5:25, that's the first sign-in for registration. From that time until supper is prep time, the first prep. That's where we have a bit more of a settled atmosphere, get work done at that time, the first prep time. After supper, again, it becomes a bit more relaxed and students can have a bit more freedom to go and do various activities. So some go over to the music school, some go down to the gym in the evenings. Each week we have 2 students who are essentially in charge of the house, and that involves things like making sure the house is tidy at the end of the evening, just give that bit more responsibility amongst the students.
In the boarding house at the moment, with the 29 students, it's easy with the amount of staff members we've got to give them individual attention. It's all about the amount of time you put into finding out about the individuals, and it's all about listening to them, actually. Listening to them, watching them, and just getting a feel for how the place ticks.
When you first come here, it seems really scary, but on your first day, it's lots of fun. You get given all your books, and you get given your first locker and everything, and it's really fun. And everyone around you is trying to help you and everything.
There's nothing to be worried about. I get that you've never boarded before, you've never been away from your parents for so long. There are so many people in this boarding house that you can go to about anything and they'll help you. The house mother, the house master, there's your roommate who is very helpful. It's like having a massive family where you can talk to anyone.
The house is just really nice. Like, we all sit together in the sit and watch movies, and then we make toast and hot chocolate for each other, and I don't say, oh, I'm going back to main house. It's like, I'm going back home. That drive, when we were driving up here, just before school, my mum and my dad were telling me, it's fine, don't worry, and I felt really nervous, and they said, they're going to be good times, which you can imagine, having friends and stuff, and then they say you're going to have bad times too. You don't necessarily want to think about what that could be, and there are, but I just feel really comfortable now. I was nervous in the beginning, but I have really lovely friends and stuff and good teachers, so I'm really happy here actually. It's good.
I teach drama to the little ones and whenever they need help, and I teach dance to the rest. My experience is that it's not focused into the arts as if it was a arts college or something like that. There's just kind of a broad exposure and experience of it, so that should that be something that you want to do, you've got a forum for it. If it's something you're not, you've had your exposure and you find another niche that's important to you.
Frensham is an inspirational place in its own right. The stirring grandeur can be a motivation in itself, but there's more beneath the surface. The relationship between these spectacular surroundings and the meaningful world of learning are a reflection of the school's delicate balance between arts and science.
I am Claire Esterhazen and I teach drama. We're very blessed at Frensham to have our lovely theatre, which is built to be used by students. So everything within the building, although it's a professional theatre, is designed to be operated by the children, from the lighting desk to the soundboard to the way that the ropes pull up the rigging on the stage. It's a very, very student-friendly place to be. The students are incredible because of the environment, because of how they're treated, and because of the mutual respect that's held between staff and students here. It's a totally different environment than I've ever found in another educational establishment before. You can see a huge difference, normally in simple things like how they approach other people and their confidence, and how they are able to communicate as well. Lots of children have problems with being able to speak properly, and drama helps them hugely with being able to develop the vocabulary and find the confidence to be able to speak to other people properly. It's a way forward that's different, that allows children to expand themselves, to try new things, to not be afraid of trying new things, and just develop themselves into really lovely human beings.
Through extended projects, students are exposed to a wider world beyond traditional learning. That exposure to a world outside the classroom starts at an early age.
Slippy, don't climb that tree. Make sure your tree has got big, fat, juicy branches that are enough to carry your weight. And what would you do? B, would you climb a tree that is...
It was a really interesting thing because the school actually asked the grandparents to come to the school. It was their day.
So we had to bring our Wellington boots and our waterproofs, and we went down into the woods, and they were being taught all about the different bird sounds, and I mean the kids obviously loved it, absolutely loved it. It was very special, and there aren't many schools that would do something like that. The fact that they treat all the children as individuals and really endeavour to bring out their own individual skills and personality and character, and that's what we love about it.
As the year draws on, spirits at school remain high. The sense of community and togetherness overrides the weather. Headmaster Andrew Fisher reflects on what makes it special for him.
I'm Andrew Fisher, I'm the headmaster of Frensham Heights. I've been here for 12 years and I'm just about to start year 13. I think we try to maintain our difference from more traditional schools with pride. I think that can be embodied through the fact that we won't narrow our curriculum and lose performing arts or lose design technology despite the pressure from government, frankly. And we will continue to say that all these subjects are equal and they all have value for young people, and it's misguided to judge people just on 5 or 6 or 7 subjects. I think I'm probably a little bit more black and white than my predecessor on some aspects of behaviour and expectation. I felt that Frensham was just adorable but underachieving when I came academically. I think that's changed. Sport has definitely changed significantly. Facilities have improved markedly. I'm proud of what we've achieved over the last decade. Without fail, the children are impressive when people meet them on open days or on tours or on trips, and I think the staff are incredibly committed because they too have made an active choice to come to a school like this.
In the lab, as much as anywhere, technology plays a vital role in the engaging teaching. And yet again, it's the personal involvement, the inspirational style that sets Frensham apart. Christmas, Frencham's spirit is in its element. The buildings are alive with Christmas markets, and the ever-presence of fun is high. And reflecting on everything the school is and does, it becomes clear. The unique philosophy has a singular result. Students leaving Frensham show that the faith of the school, their families and everyone supporting them was well placed. They're confident, capable, balanced, ambitious and ready for whatever life throws at them.
It's lovely because everyone accepts each other for who they are, and I just feel like that's a good place to find who you are.